If you Google this herb, St. John's bush, I guarantee you're not gonna find anything. You're gonna find St. John's wort. It's a whole nother herb. This herb is one of the least known about herbs on the planet, yet it's solving one of the biggest things on the planet, the biggest issues on the planet. Blessed love, family, giving thanks for life. Welcome forward to my channel. Today we're gonna be talking about some high-grade healing herbs for the womb, because womb diseases are at an all-time high, especially in our communities. So it's something that we gotta really focus on, and we gotta understand that the solutions are there in nature, right? Nature provides, God has provided for us, and it's just to bring that awareness so that we could actually utilize these products and we could bring our community, our women in the womb back into balance. So a couple herbs I want to talk about is the red raspberry and the St. John's bush. Now these herbs, when you look at the benefits, they're very similar. Like both of these herbs are going to be great for balancing hormones. And when we're talking about PCOS, fibroids, and a lot of the symptoms that come from that, it's a lot about hormonal imbalance and estrogen dominance. So what this is going to do is help bring those hormones back into balance, and then that's going to help ease the symptoms and reverse what's been happening. So these both are going to help balance the hormones. And some women love the red raspberry more, some love the St. John's bush more, but they both balance the hormones, and they're both very rich in iron. So St. John's bush is so rich in iron that when you make it as a tea, it looks red, like it looks like it's blood. And it's like a blood builder just by looking at it. You can be like, oh yeah, that's a blood builder because it looks like blood. That's called the doctrine of signatures. And then honorable priests will say that red raspberry is like a blood transfusion of iron. So when you get this is like for everybody, like we all need iron. So I drink both of these teas so I can get iron in my system. And when we talk about the differences between these two, this herb here is a nourishing herb, and it's one that tonifies the uterus and the walls of the uterus and the muscles. So that helps for the cycle. If it's a painful cycle, helps it come more smooth. And then this is also a herb that women swear by when it comes to giving birth and pregnancy. You can start utilizing this in the second and third trimester. And you know, just the women in my life that I've shared this with, and they love it. They swear by it. They in their groups and just sharing with everybody. So this is real beneficial for during pregnancy and just for tonifying the walls of the uterus. Just like all muscles need exercise or need to be tonified, right? Because that's a lot of what exercise does. So red raspberry helps with that and in the whole pelvic area. And then St. John's bush is more of a cleansing herb. This is a very powerful womb cleanser. So this is something you do not want to take while pregnant because it does cleanse the womb like really powerfully. But with that, what happens with the St. John's bush is that when you take it, it really cleanses the womb. So if you're out of balance, you have a irregular cycle, you're not seeing your cycle, when it's bringing that cycle back into balance and it's cleansing, you may find that you get extra discharge, or it is a little bit more painful for that first cycle or that second cycle. And that's completely normal. We've gotten that feedback a decent amount, not a lot, but you know, it does happen. So it is something to be aware of, but that's the cleansing process. That's the St. John's bush doing its work, bringing the hormones back into balance and cleansing the womb. So this one's real potent. And this one right here, like womb disease is at an all-time high. Fibroids is at an all-time high. PCOS at an all-time high. And this is one of the most powerful herbs to help. Yet, if you Google this herb, St. John's bush, I guarantee you're not gonna find anything. You're gonna find St. John's wort. It's a whole nother herb. This herb is one of the least known about herbs on the planet, yet it's solving one of the biggest things on the planet, the biggest issues on the planet. So is it deliberate? It don't matter. We just gotta share this information. So the best thing about these herbs is since they're so similar, you can utilize these together. So what you could do is mix them up and drink this blend 7 days leading up to your cycle and then 7 days during your cycle as well. Or another way you could look at it is start off with St. John's bush, which is gonna do 7 days leading up to your cycle. And then during your cycle, you're gonna drink 7 days worth of red raspberry, and that's gonna be nourishing and tonifying the womb during that process. If you have an irregular cycle and you won't be able to time the 7 days leading up to and 7 days during, what you wanna do is drink these herbs 5 days a week until your cycle starts to regulate or it starts to return. And it usually is gonna take 1 to 2 months to happen. And then once that happens, you could start on the 7 days during and then 7 days leading up to. And then another thing is you could just drink these whenever as well. Like me, men, we could just drink this too, because these are rich in iron. So that's key for getting oxygen to the blood, into our oxygen into our muscles. So these are something you could just drink and enjoy, but know for that therapeutic healing ancestrally, they recommend 7 days leading up to and then 7 days during your cycle. So if you're a man listening to this right now, share this with the women in your life. And for the women in your life, here's a product, a solution, a herb that's coming from Mother Earth that you could utilize, that you could tap in with. If you have been utilizing St. John's bush or red raspberry, you could tap in the comments below and share your experience, because I feel that's key. Like, share your experience. How's it been? What was your experience with the St. John's bush and the red raspberry? All right, so give thanks, y'all. Sending y'all so much love and balance. You can get these herbs at richsoulfoods.com, and you can look in the description below for 20% off. This is the high grade, y'all. This is the ancestral healing. These are things that pass down in St. Lucia. You can get these herbs from Congo, from Ghana, but this is that ancestral healing. So this was put on the earth for our people. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure that we utilize those herbs and we don't get caught up in so many other medicinal systems and forget about the herbs that are actually created for us. All right, y'all, sending you so much love and balance. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.